Hey, good afternoon. I'm Joe Moorhouse. Your company has hired me as an organizational psychologist to create and develop a performance assessment program for employee development. So this is just the first introductory meeting. I'm happy to be here. And I would like to just talk through some of the basic sort of overarching architecture and some of my first recommendations to come up with the road ahead. At the end of this meeting, we'll set up follow-on meetings for more details. But first of all, thank you. And the first question I have is, I'm assuming this assessment will be for the post-socialization employees. So not the new transitioning employees, but some time frame. Maybe I would recommend like 1 year after they're employed. So they're in the productivity part of their job and they've established that transition before you start assessing them. So that's usually the case. And then the second question that I would start is, in the letter that was sent to me, the performance assessment program was for employee development. So really from the start, I want to define that employee development. What's the purpose? What's the goal of this assessment? Is it productivity? Is it promotion potential? And by knowing the goals and purpose from the start, we can really tailor this assessment to the needs of your company. My recommendation is to start most likely with a template from Murphy 1994, developed a 4-category template. Now, it's kind of a broad structure, in which compared to some of the other structures of assessments, it has only 4 categories, but the benefit of that is it works across a variety of jobs. So your company has a lot of different specialties within the jobs that you're wanting to use this assessment for. So we can start with that, and then in each of the 4 categories, come up with subcategories for the specific job duties and requirements in that variety. And I think it would suit your needs perfectly. The first one is the only enroll category, which is task oriented, is how it's labeled. And that's really by the job description, the task that are mandated for that job, the knowledge required, the reports required for the job. The second part of this template would be interpersonally oriented behaviors. So that communication, that interaction with other coworkers on teams, interactions with leaders, presentations, and those sorts of skills can be categorized within that. And the third category, or the third section, would be downtime behaviors, where you would want to consider things like absenteeism, how often are they away from work, and those sorts of things. And then the final sort of section is destructive or hazardous behaviors. Hopefully not many, but that could be safety violations, that could be disciplinary actions, and those sorts of things would be documented and assessed in line with everything else. So that's kind of the overall template. The best practices that I would recommend to improve the assessment and make it as good as it can be is to have multiple raters. Now, obviously that reduces any sort of bias and gives us more accurate information. And also I'd recommend with that, highly recommend that we have training for the raters as well. There was a research by Polakos in 1984 that really showed an increase in accuracy on employee assessment programs if the raters are trained. So there's a clear expectation across all raters. Very helpful. And also you might want to consider investing in extra time and effort into a 360-degree type rating where peers, leaders, and subordinates are all rating the same individual to really get a broad, comprehensive aspect. So in summary, from this first meeting, those are some of the preliminary ideas and thoughts that I have. I look forward to talking to you more and coming up with a better idea and answering any more of your questions. But really, my last parting advice is take time to develop this assessment program and put the effort in, and it will be as comprehensive as possible. And I look forward to helping you with that. Thanks.